And a rare three-point wedgie authored up by LeBron James. And the Warriors win the jump ball, but Draymond Green got an elbow up into the facial area there of Iman Shumpert. And now Draymond is perplexed and exercised, and so is Steve Kerr. Stu, they really feel like the whistle's going the other way here tonight.
Yeah, no, they do. And that call was made by John Goebel, who I got to give a shout out to. This is his first finals game, standing there next to Duke Callahan.
Wow. Oh, yeah, that's pretty obvious right there.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. And again, it's a tough, it's not even that he was intending to hit him.
Did you see Tyronn Lue? He had a look on his face like, stop it, Draymond. You whacked him right in the head.
And then you get the technical on top of it. And again, this is an important stretch because remember, it looked like Golden State had stabilized, right? Durant was starting to get into a good rhythm, but then all of a sudden, the fouls. You're starting to give Cleveland points at the line. You're allowing their bench now to have more of an impact because those are points that help you. You can see an animated Steve Kerr. It's good to see he's able to run and move, and he ends up being the one that gets the technical foul.
Draymond has done such a good job of keeping his cool and staying out of trouble here in the NBA Finals. And Czar, that's really an uncharacteristic activity for Draymond in this Finals. Not Draymond overall, but the way he's been kind of managing himself in these Finals, that's a little out of character.
I like your perspective on that because I might have turned around and said, I think the officials have done a good job of handling the way Draymond has reacted because he's been very demonstrative a number of times.
And I was going to credit the league, Adam Silver and the league, for this because they allow the guy. This is a very emotional game, and they are allowing the guys to express some emotion. There was a stretch there where you weren't allowed to run up the floor. You weren't allowed to wave your arms.
The Rasheed Wallace rule, right?
And I thought that did the game a disservice because these guys are out there playing with passion, coach. They're out there fighting. They're making plays. They're leaving it all out there. Allow them to have a little bit of fun. Allow them to be a little bit more demonstrative. And I think that's good for the game.
But I think there's a little bit of a fine line here, though, Greg, and that is the Warriors tonight are doing a little bit too much of that. And I think it's derailed them a little bit mentally here on. All you're seeing is now you have 3 to 4 guys with outstretched arms at the referee on every single call. And that takes away from your focus they don't need tonight trying to clinch.
G.A., going back to what you just said, and Stu, you may have been in the meeting. I said exactly that to the league at our meetings that we had, that what do you want us to do? Tell our players, I don't want to see any emotion out of you tonight. I said, that's just what the fans want to see.
Exactly.
Two teams playing, everybody sitting around going like, oh, well, who cares what goes on out here? And I brought that up to them. I said, you've got to understand this is an emotional game. That's what makes it so great.
Kevin Love bangs another one, 44-29 Cleveland.
But great execution. Pick and roll, they go small on small with Jefferson and then also with LeBron, and then the great read by Jefferson. And we've been talking about the offensive explosions. Guys, you realize they got 46 points in the first quarter? They're still a minute. They could end up putting up 50 points in a quarter. Even in this offensive explosion, I didn't expect to see that tonight.
Well, and I think it's been supplemented by the fact that they have to have upwards to 20 to 24 free throws that they've shot already in the first quarter, which is unprecedented. I mean, and it's because they're being aggressive, taking the ball to the basket, playing aggressively defensively. They're getting to the line, and they're getting the benefit of the doubt on the whistle.
Cavs have scored 30, 34, and 32 in the first quarter in the first 3 games. Here they are just exploding in this one.
And pretty obvious delay of game there on Richard Jefferson.
It'd be great to have a 4-point play so that Stu could be right. 50 points in the quarter.
That's all. And Stu, you're right about the free throw because it's incredible that they put up this amount against a Warriors team that we know is terrific defensively.
And Sean Livingston with a brief silencer. That 17-point lead for Cleveland was their largest of this game 4. It's down to 15.
Oh.
Kevin Love to a cutting. LeBron James 48 points.
And you know why? You had that same pick and roll. JaVale McGee stayed and started to watch the ball, and that allowed LeBron with the cut there.
48, the most points in a quarter in finals history. So the Dubs are looking for the history, 16-0, and a championship. And it's the Cavaliers making history tonight.
And it's weird. It doesn't feel like they've scored that much. You know,
I bet it does to Steve Kerr.
I bet it does to the Warriors as well. But it's amazing. And, you know, it's funny. Golden State hasn't seen this team yet in the finals. Yeah. Because we haven't seen Tristan Thompson have an impact. We haven't seen the bench play at a high level. And that's why this team's in the finals. This is the first time we've seen it. And some of it, too, it's surprising to me in this kind of a game, in this magnitude, 3-0 lead, that Golden State didn't seem to bring that fight from the get-go. They almost allowed Cleveland to get some confidence and some rhythm here early on. And now, you know, they could be in for a battle here tonight.
And the way things are going, Korver just checked in the game after he missed that open three at the end of last game. You know he's going to hit his first shot coming out. Here's their play, weak side screen down.
LeBron can put his head down and drive, and another whistle, and a chance for a 50-point first quarter for the Cavaliers here in Game 4.
And as great as they've been, you know, you still Golden State 33, and we're talking about how poorly they've been. They still got 33 on the court in the quarter, and you're going to have to go to the bench here with LeBron. And then you saw the Cavs wanted a basket interference there, didn't get that call. I thought it was the right no call there as LeBron goes to the line.
But guys, do you think there's any correlation? I swear, Tyron's been listening to me. Do you think there's any correlation to less one-on-one basketball, more player movement and cutting, more energy at the defensive end, better rebounding by guys like Tristan Thompson? That's how you get a lead like this, and you're sitting at darn near almost 50 points at the end of the first quarter. Great job by the Cavs.
Think about where they could be if they were shooting the free throws a little better. They have missed a ton of free throws here in this quarter.
So it's 49. That is the finals record for points in a quarter. And Stephen Curry almost hits a shot from about 65 feet. Cleveland looking to stay alive and force a Game 5. They lead the Dubs by 16 as we take you to break.